Thank you for your patience. The book, as many of you already know, the book of Masechet Kiddushin discusses the laws of betrothal and marriage. The last few pages of the Masechet delve into the laws of Yehud, which is the prohibition against an unrelated man and woman that are not married to each other from secluding together. On a related note, the Gemara then discusses various professions that should be avoided by bachelors since they call for extensive dealings with individuals of the opposite gender. And finally, this discussion springboards into a larger discussion of the ideal professions that parents should endeavor to teach their children. Rabbi Meir says, a person should always strive to teach his child, his son, a skill, a profession that is clean and that is easy. And yet, at the same time, he must ask and pray and beseech compassion from HaKadosh Baruch Hu for compassion from Hashem, who essentially is from God, that from Hashem, that the Osher wealth comes and all property belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because the positive thing about a profession is that essentially there's no poverty from a profession and there's no supreme wealth from a profession, from any given profession either. The Osher, the wealth belongs to Hashem, essentially. As the Pasuk says, to me is the money, to me is the gold, so Hashem says. Rabbi Shimon ben Azar Omer, Rabbi Shimon the son of Elazar said, this is from the Mishnah, Tanya, Rabbi Shimon ben Azar Omer, he said, Miyamai, a very creative picture he forms here, Rabbi Shimon ben Azar, he says, Miyamai lo iti tzvi kayatz, va'arisa bal, v'shua hanvani. I never saw all of my life a deer that goes out and dries the figs on the roof. I don't know if you ever saw that, I've never seen that before. And I never saw in my life, this is Rabbi Shimon ben Azar, I never saw in my life a lion that was a porter, worked for FedEx, was a courier. And I never saw, he says, a shu'al, a fox, that was a shopkeeper. I never saw that before. And yet, he says, v'hemit pandesim, shelo b'tzar. And if you notice, all these animals from the animal kingdom, they receive their sustenance without any toil, without any suffering. And they were created essentially to serve me, human being, the pinnacle of creation, so to speak. ואני נבראתי לשמש את קוני, מה אלו שלא נבראו אלא לשמשני, מתפרנסים שלא בצער, ואני שנבראתי לשמש את קוני, אינו דין שמתפרנס שלא בצער. So if I see that these animals are sustained without any trouble, without any toil, then and they are created for my use, my use, then all the more so, me who I was created to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all the more so I should be sustained without any trouble, without any toil. And so what is the answer then? Why do we see suffering? Why do we see toil associated with sustenance? He answers, I made evil I was evil in my ways, and I cut down my sustenance. Unfortunately, through our actions, we can also cut the flow of sustenance that comes to us. We can cut that channel, chas v'shalom. And he quotes from the pasuk in Yirmiyahu, Avonotechem hitu. These are the two words from a whole pasuk. Your transgressions caused your flow, caused your sustenance to turn. Continues the Gemara. Rabbi Nahar Omer, Maniach ani kol amonut. Tanya, Rabbi Nahar says, Maniach ani kol amonut sheba'olam. I will lay to rest, lay to the side all professions in the world. I'm not going to engage my son and teach my children these professions. What will I do? Ve'ani melamed et banai. I will only teach my children Ela Torah, only Torah. Why? How so? He explains. If you notice, all professions that exist in the world only stand for an individual when he's in his vigor, when he's refreshed, when he's strong, when he's at his peak performance, as the positive psychologists say. Rashi quotes it right here, and he says specifically that the sahar from work is the money you get, the check that comes in, the payment, the commissions, the whatever it is from the profession. And that's temporary, it's momentary. Even the retirement savings is only momentary. It says, and he continues Rashi, it says, but the Torah, matan schara, ba me'elav, the orchanim, the reward from learning Torah comes from now on and forever. Continues the Gemara. We essentially, if a person is not working properly in his vigor, especially during the days of the Gemara, we understand he has no work. He's not making any money. Has no savings. He has nothing to support him in his old age, and he may lead to poverty and to starvation. But the Torah is not the same. It stands for a person at the time of his youth and his vigor. And it gives him hope and a good end at the time of his old age. At the time when he's young, what is the pasuk that is referred to for him? And those who hope and yearn to Hashem, they'll replace their strength, and they will grow wings and fly like the eagles. At the time when a person is of old age and he still has the Torah with him and the Torah that he learned, what does that do for the individual? And still they will be refreshed in their old age and invigorated and refreshed and renewed. This being the Hilul Ben Ishchai, Rabbi Yosef Haim, Zichutoi again, Amen. The Ben Yoyada in his Sefer and his Perush on Gemara, he brings a nice idea, especially of this beautiful picture that was painted in the question of the deer who was the dryer of figs, and the lion who's the porter, and the fox who's the chavani. He says, why do we have to have this order? Well, what's with this order? You might think, first of all, that the Ari should be first, not the Tzvi. The Ari, the lion, is the king of all of the animal kingdom. And he says, essentially, he answers very beautifully. He says that when you think about it, these three professions, as it were, this picture that was painted, is really one process. It's really one process. The tzvi, or the dryer of the figs, dries the figs, comes along the porter, takes the figs from the wholesaler or from the farmer who's drying the figs on the roof, takes it and brings it to the shopkeeper. And the shopkeeper does that. And he says this is essentially the idea that we all are here to be mitaken. We're here on this earth to rectify and to repair the sin of the head of Adam Harishon, who he says one of the understandings, one of the interpretations of what was the fruit that he ate was a te'ena, was a fig. And that's the connection he makes with this beautiful picture that was painted by the question of Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar. Atop the mountain, overlooking the holy city of Tiberia, late on a summer afternoon, 30 days ago, a Jewish mother was laid to rest. It was Friday and sunset, heralding the arrival of Shabbat Malketa, of the Shabbat Queen. It was imminent. But that couldn't deter the participants from paying tribute to a woman who, through a life of quiet nobility, of faith and wisdom, had profoundly influenced her children and those whom she loved. The typical Jewish mother, that's often the butt of many cynical jokes. However, Imi Morati, Penina bat Chana, Zichronah Livracha, Hareni Kapat Mishkava, she personified the authentic Jewish mother in all her glory. Wisdom, binah, understanding, passion, fortitude, kindness, hesed, guidance, a jovial smile, as you heard this evening, and above all, a deep, unshakable emunah in the Ribono Shel Olam. A faith that accompanied her through the trying time after my father, Zichronah Livracha, left this Olam and went to Olam HaEmet, and emerged intact, together with optimism, zest for life, and love of Hashem. Shlomo HaMelech may have been the wisest of all men, but even his wisdom was shaped by a powerful force in his life, his mother. Divrei Lemuel Melech Masa Asher Yisaratu Imo. The words of Shlomo HaMelech, Lemuel, is a reference to Shlomo HaMelech, the prophecy and guidance he received from his mother. And it was Shlomo HaMelech who would go on to exhort every Jew with the words, Shema beni musar avicha, v'al titosh torat imecha. Listen, my son, to the ethics of your father, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother. Sheker achen, v'heba yofi, says Shlomo HaMelech in the famous Eshet Chayil, grace is false, and beauty is vain. It was always eminently clear that in my mother's, Zichronah Livracha, in her household, that material things in life were a means to an end. This isn't to say that the physical side of things was neglected, chas v'shalom. To the contrary, to anyone who spent Shabbat at our table, at my mother's table, they were introduced to all the beautiful delicacies of Shabbat, and it was always elaborate and the home was sparkling. With this background in our Torah learning, my mother, Zichrono Livracha, taught us that our actions are infinitely more meaningful than what is just on the surface. That Erev Shabbat, 30 days ago, wasn't just a regular Erev Shabbat. It was more. I'm not sure if you remember. It was also Tu B'Av, the 15th of Av. A day that the Chachamim tell us in the Gemara there were no greater days of joy for Klal Yisrael than Tu B'Av, than the 15th of Av. And herein lies the final teaching, the final Torah that our mother, Imo Morato, left with us. Though Ronnie, my brother, Zecher Letov, and I, and the rest of our family, still walk in this world in a bit of shock and disbelief over the seventh Mitzirah, the final message from Imo Morato was a directive to search for joy, for simcha, and for renewal. And as the Gemara Kiddushin ends, O dilivun beseva, dishenim vera'aninim ihiyu. In old days they will be renewed, vigorous and refreshed they will be. Until her last days, Imo Morato, Zichrono Livracha, was busy sewing buttons for her grandchildren, sewing torn shirts for her grandchildren, and blessing us with berachot of shalom, of shefa, and of kisufim, of yearning for Eretz Yisrael. This is the legacy that lives on in her children and grandchildren until Mashiach Tzidkenu yavo b'yimra b'yameinu. Amen. Amen. Hadran alach עשה יוחסין, ופסיקה אדם מסכת קידושין. הדון הלך עשה יוחסין, ופסיקה אדם מסכת קידושין. הדון הלך עשה יוחסין, ופסיקה אדם מסכת קידושין. הדון הלך מסכת קידושין, והדרך עלן. הדון הלך מסכת קידושין, ותתך עלן. לא תשם מנח במסכת קידושין, לא תשם מנן, לא במדעתי, ומדע הדין, מדע דעתי. הדון הלך מסכת קידושין, והדרך עלן. הדון הלך מסכת קידושין, ודעתך עלן. לא תשם מנח במסכת קידושין, ולא תשם מנן, לא במדע לא בדעתי. הדון הלך מסכת קידושין, והדרך עלן. דעתן הלך מסכת קידושין, ודעתך עלן. נתן השם מנח מסכת קידושין, נתן השם מנן, לא במהדן, לא במדעתי. יהי רצון בפניך אדוני אלוהינו ולאבותינו, שתהא תורתך אומנותינו בעולם הזה, ותהא עמנו לעולם הבא. חנינה בר פפא, רמי בר פפא, נחמן בר פפא, אחא בר פפא, אבא בר מים בר פפא, רפן בר פפא, אחיש בר פפא, סוחר בר פפא, עדה בר פפא, אדרו בר פפא. הערב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה כולנו, אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל כולנו, יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך. מהבית תחכמני מצוותיך, כי לעולם היא לי, יהי לבי תמים בחוקיך למען לא אבוש, לעולם לא אשכח פקודיך, כי ברכי איתני, ברוך אתה אדוני לעבדני חוקיך. אמן, 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 נצח, 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 סלע, 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 ועד, ועד, ועד. מודים אנחנו לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ולאבותינו, ששמת חלקנו מיושבי בית המקדש, ולא שמת חלקנו מיושבי קרנות, שאנו משכימים והם משכימים. אנו משכימים לדברי תורה והם משכימים לדברים בטלים. אנו עמדים והם עמדים. אנו עמדים ומקבלים שכר והם עמדים ואינם מקבלים שכר. אנו רצים והם רצים. אנו רצים לחיי העולם הבא והם רצים לבאר שחת. שנאמר אתה אלוהים תולידם לבאר שחת, אנשי דמים ומרמה לא יחצו ימיהם ואני אבטח בך. יהי רצון בפניך אדוני אלוהי, כשם שעזרתני לסיים מסכת קידושין, כן תעזרני להתחיל מסכתות וספרים אחרים ולסיימם, ללמוד וללמד, לשמוע ולעשות, וכן כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה וזכות כל התנאים והאמוראים ותלמידי חכמים יעמוד לי ולזרעי, שלא תמוש התורה מפי ומפי זרעי וזה זרעי עד עולם. יתקיים בי ותלך תלכה אותך ושוכבך תשמור עליך והקיצות היא תחזיכך, כי בי יבוא ימיך ויוסיף לך שנות חיים אורך ימים בימינה בשמאלה עושר בכבוד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. יתגדל, יתקדש, שמי רבה, ועמד, הוא עתיד התחתנה, וחיה, ומתיה, וסקה, לחיה על מעל לבני, כתד ירושלים, ושכלה החלה, וגבר למעיקר, הוכנה וערה, וטבע הוכנה דשמיא, לתה, וימליך קודשה ברכו וברכותה, ועשו פוקנה בקרב ושבחה, וחייכון וביומכון, וכל בית ישראל בעלה עזבא קריב, ואמרו אמן. שמי רבה, משתבח, ופעל, ותרומם, ותעשה, ותדע, ותעלה, ותחלל, שמהד קודשה בריחה, אלא מן כל ברכתה, שירתה, השבחתה ונחמתה, תמירם בעמה, ואמרו אמן. על ישראל רבנן והתלמידון והכל, תלמידי תלמידון, והדגים יסכים בתגיד של גבעת הדל, ודיבוכה אתה ואתה, יהא לנו ומכון ומכון, שמע חינם וחסדה וחייכם, ומסיים וחיים, מקודם ומלש ורבה, ואמרו אמן. יש למה רבה משמעיה, חיים בשלווה, וישועה ונחמה ושלווה, ורפואה וגדולה, ושמחה ופרה ורווח, לנו וכל מועסה, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, והוא ברחמה, ושלום עלינו, וכל מועסה, ואמרו אמן.